Today, I'm breaking down 5 psychological switches and 6 daily habits you can start using as soon as this video ends. Psychological trigger 1, eye contact. You see, most guys think that eye contact means don't look away. But there's a science to where you look that changes the way she feels. When you focus on the left eye, you're connecting with the emotional side of her brain. When you shift to her right eye, you're touching the logical, confident side. But when you switch between both eyes, it keeps her a little bit off balanced, but in a good way. When this happens, she just tends to feel drawn in a bit, but she really can't explain why. So when she starts speaking, stay with her left eye a bit. It says, I see you. But when you tease or flirt, connect to her right eye. It says, I'm confident enough to play. But when you do it, you gotta do both slowly and naturally. And when you do that, her subconscious really does the rest. Now, trigger 2 happens to be the mirror neuron hack. Inside your brain are what are called mirror neurons, which are just essentially tiny cells that copy what they see. They make us yawn when someone else yawns, they make us laugh when someone else laughs, and essentially feel whatever emotion is being projected. Now, do me a favor, think about your last date. If you were tapping the table, checking your phone, or talking a little bit too fast, then chances are she was probably anxious, tense, or maybe just a little bit unsure. But the moment that you begin to lean back, smile, breathe, and speak with intention, she begins to soften up a bit. Have you ever heard a woman say, it's just something about you, or you have good energy? If so, that's the mirror neuron hack in play. Here's your new golden rule. Your energy teaches her how to act around you. And when she feels good in your presence, she's gonna want more of it. Now, trigger 3 is reactance, and let's call this the art of being scarce. So here's the harsh truth that no one's told you. When access to you feels unlimited, your attractiveness becomes limited because our brains are hardwired to chase what we might lose. Psychologists call this reactance. The instance that something feels slightly out of reach, the value instantly spikes. So if you drop everything the moment she texts you, then you're showing her that your time really has no gravity. I mean, if you cancel your plans to see her, or you tell her that the world stops moving as soon as you reach out, let me tell you, that instantly kills the tension, the good tension. Listen, the men who keep women intrigued, they tend to do the opposite. These guys tend to stay grounded in their schedule. They begin to protect their focus, and they begin to make plans to make her fit into the life that they already have moving. Picture this. She sends you a message, are you free tonight? But you reply, I'm locked in until 8 and I can grab a drink later if you're up for it. Same interests, different energy, but you led in this situation, you didn't chase. This isn't really about playing hard to get. This is more so about being hard to interrupt. Trust me, there's a lot more at play here. Because the man who values his time quietly tells the world that I'm on a mission, and really that they have to keep up. Women love a guy that have a purpose, and when you have this type of control, you just give her a glimpse into what life could really be. And that, my friend, is the difference between being available and then being in demand. All right, quick pause, because this next part is going to help a ton of guys watching this. And that's exactly why I'm hyped that the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring today's video. It's run by Marnie, aka your personal wing girl.
My name is Marnie, and from here on out, I'm going to be your very own personal wing girl.
She's a data expert and fellow YouTuber with over 1.4 million subscribers. And she's been featured everywhere. I'm talking MTV, Dr. Drew, Ask Men, Penthouse, you name it. All because her mission's simple, to help men stop struggling with women. Look, let's keep it a buck. Most guys have no idea how to flirt. They either come on too strong, freeze up, or talk themselves out of the moment completely. But that's where Marnie's system, the F formula, comes in. It's a science-backed method that has helped over 100,000 men turn awkward interactions into confident conversations that actually go somewhere. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about learning what actually triggers attraction, how to talk, flirt, and feel connected in a way that feels natural. Even if you think she's not interested or out of your league, this method can flip that. You'll learn how to make her lean in, text back, and naturally want to choose you. Look, there's no six-pack required, no $1 million crypto account. It's just confidence and the right skill. And here's the best part. Because the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring today's video, you can grab a free preview of the F formula right now. Plus, if you decide to go all in, she's going to give you 20% off the entire program. So if you're tired of sitting on the sidelines and watching other guys win, click the link in the description, scan the QR code, and start learning how women actually think. Once you understand it, everything changes. When I think of trigger 4, it's familiarity versus novelty. If you've ever heard that nice guys finish last, fast, and this next trigger will help you understand exactly why. When it comes to women, attraction tends to fade when things feel a little bit too predictable. But you also gotta be careful because the same can happen when things feel a little bit too chaotic. The secret is really about balancing comfort with surprise. Every woman's brain runs on two silent programs. Can I trust them, and does he excite me? If you get one without the other, then the attraction tends to die and the flame fizzles and turns into smoke. If you become too predictable, then yeah, she relaxes, but she never really feels anything. But then if things become a little too chaotic, she's alert, but she never feels safe. The magic here really happens somewhere in the middle. I mean, you should really start with familiarity. In these instances, you should match a rhythm and try to find ground. When you do that, it's a signal that we speak the same language. And then when comfort begins to settle in, you begin to kind of just sprinkle in a little novelty. I mean, I look at it like this. When it comes to relationships, familiarity builds connection, but then novelty, that's what builds chemistry. If you do both of these, she's gonna feel anchored and alive. This makes her think, I know who he is, but I never know what he's gonna do next. Next, let's hop into trigger 5, which happens to be selective validation. In this spot is really where most men lose the plot. I mean, they compliment everything. Her looks, her outfit, her laugh, and then suddenly, it just all feels forced. In this instance, validation should be rare and earned. If you want to stand out, you gotta compliment what she chooses, not necessarily what she was born with. For example, if I'm talking to my wife, that might sound something like, you have great taste in books. And oftentimes when you're in the dating scene, that's gonna hit way harder than you look pretty. And another thing, when you do compliment her, you gotta mean it. And then also consider this, the less praises that you hand out, the more it means when you do it. Try this instead. If she says I'm a great cook, then don't immediately worship it. Just challenge her playfully. Say, prove it, I'll bring dessert. And in this scenario, you're not withholding affection. What you are doing is keeping value in the exchange. Because when your validation feels earned, your attention becomes the reward. Let's talk about what all of this looks like in real life. Because these habits are the ones that actually make women feel real attraction. Habit number 1, make her feel like a woman. Today's world tells women to stay tough, compete, and to put walls up. But when she's with you, she really needs a break from all of that. Be a man, hold the door, offer your jacket, and speak gently but firm. Not because she needs it, but because you see her. That moment of softness tells her, here, I can rest. And when a woman feels safe and like she can relax around you, that attraction starts working double time. Habit number 2, pretty simple but difficult to do, which is to stay calm when things go wrong. Look, anyone can look confident when things go smooth and there's a plan. Real composure, though, it shows up during flight delays, when the food's wrong, and when things around you just start to fall apart. If you can't remain calm and keep your sense of humor, she's going to feel it instantly. Your control in these situations tells her you can trust me when life gets messy. That steadiness makes you stand out because drama is common, but peace is rare. The third habit, pay attention to the details. Most guys forget the little things. You gotta remember that song she told you about, that snack she grabbed, and even that story about her grandma. And then weeks later, if you bring it up, it's gonna be a complete surprise. When you do this, it tells her you matter enough to stay on my mind. And when you're consistent, that level of detail is impossible to fake. Now I get it, not everyone can remember everything. So if you have trouble remembering things, use your technology, write it down, make a note, set a reminder. These things can make certain conversations feel natural and important. Habit number 4 is to challenge her, but do it respectfully. I mean, there's a place and a time to do this, but agreeing to everything doesn't necessarily make you kind. It kind of makes you a pushover. Real men can challenge calmly and respectfully. I mean, I get what you're saying, but here's another angle. With a position like that moment of tension creates respect, not conflict. Women are drawn to guys who can disagree without being defensive. It shows both strength and control, which is a rare combination. Habit number 5, protect without being possessive. Protection isn't about fighting every guy who looks at your lady. It's really about how you show up when it counts. When she's stressed, do you remain calm? When someone crosses the line, can you handle it without making a scene? And if you gotta go there, can you go there? I'm not telling you to go control her. What I'm telling you to do is to create safety around her. That quiet reliability is what's going to keep her coming back to you. Habit number 6 is to stay playful. I mean, you don't have to take everything so seriously. Tease her a little, be a goofball girls sometimes. Playfulness kind of breaks some of that tension and keeps you unpredictable in the best way possible. It tells her I'm comfortable enough to drop my guard around you, and that invites her to do the same. Now, it's not about immaturity. This is about charm with confidence behind it. Look, if you learned nothing from this video, know this. Attraction isn't a mystery, it's a pattern. And if you know what you're doing, you can cause it in a really predictable manner. The men who get it right master presence, they listen, they lead, they make women feel something real. So stop guessing, stop hoping, and take control of your dating life. Oh, and before you go, click the link down below to get your free preview of the F formula, and I'll see you in the next one.